8월 7일 8시 45분.
Aesop's Fables. Chapter 1. The Fox and the Grapes.
One very hot day, a thirsty fox saw some ripe grapes in a garden. He said to himself,
How lucky I am.
"How lucky I am. On a hot day like this, ripe grapes will be much nicer than cool water." Then he walked quietly into the garden and jumped up at the grapes, but the fox just missed them. He tried again and again, but every time he couldn't get the grapes. Finally, the fox stopped trying. He said, "I won't try anymore. The grapes are probably sour." It is easy to hate what you cannot have.
The Fox and the Crow.
A crow was sitting on a tree branch with a piece of delicious cheese in each mouth. A fox saw the crow and wanted the cheese. The fox thought and thought about how it could get the cheese. Finally, the fox had an idea. The fox said, "What a special bird. It is the most beautiful bird in the world. Are its songs as beautiful as its face?" These kind words made the crow very happy, and the crow wanted to sing a song for the fox. But when the crow opened its mouth to sing, the cheese fell down. The smart fox quickly ran and got the cheese. Then the fox said to the crow, "You were very beautiful, but not very smart." Don't always believe people who tell you kind things.
The Fox and the Woodcutter. Some hunters
were chasing a fox. The fox saw a woodcutter and asked him for help. "Please hide me, kind woodcutter," the fox said. The woodcutter told the fox to go into his house. Soon the hunters came. They asked the woodcutter, "Did you see a fox?" The woodcutter said, "No," but pointed to his house. The hunters didn't know why the woodcutter pointed. They went away. After a while, the fox came out of the house. The fox didn't say thank you. The woodcutter got angry at the fox.
Why don't you say thank you?
"Why don't you say thank you?" he asked. "I wanted thank you. I wanted to thank you," the fox said, "but I saw you signal to the hunters. Your words did not match your actions. You should act and speak the same, kindly."
The Lion and the Mouse.
A lion was sleeping happily when a mouse ran over its face. The lion woke up and was very angry. The big lion coughed the little mouse to kill it.
The mouse cried to the lion.
The mouse cried to the lion, "If you don't kill me someday, I will help you." Suddenly, the lion started to laugh. "Oh, little mouse can help a big lion like me." The lion thought it was funny and let it go. Soon after that day, the lion was walking in the forest. Suddenly, it got caught in a net. The lion was very angry and roared. The mouse heard the lion and ran to help. The mouse saw the net and started chewing on it. Soon the mouse chewed a big hole in the net, and the lion was free. "See," the mouse said, "you laughed at me, but even a little mouse can help a big lion." Being kind to someone is never a waste.
The sick lion.
One day, an old lion realized that he was too old to hunt for food.
The lion was
The
sure.
lion was sure he would soon die.
Sad.
He was very sad and went home.
As he
As he
walked
walked slowly home, the lion told the bird about his sad situation. Soon everyone in the forest heard about the lion's sad situation. The other animals all felt sorry for the lion, so one by one they came to visit the lion. The lion was old and weak, but very rich. As each animal came into his home, they were easy to catch and eat. Soon the old lion became happy and fat. One day, early in the morning, the fox came. The fox was very wise too. He slowly came close to the lion's home. Standing outside, he asked if the lion was feeling better. "Hello, my best friend," said the lion.
Is it you?
"Is it you? I can't see you very well. You are so far away. Come closer, please, and tell me some kind words, because I am old and you'll die soon." While the lion was talking, the fox was looking closely at the ground in front of the lion's home. Finally, the fox looked up and said to the lion, "I am sorry, but I must go. I am very nervous because I see the footsteps of many animals going into your home, but I see none coming out again." He is wise who is warned by the misfortunes of others.
Chapter 2. The Dog and His Shadow.
A dog once had a nice piece of meat for his dinner. He was walking along with the meat in his mouth, as happy as a king. On his way home, there was a stream. The dog stopped to look into the calm, clear water. What did the dog see in the water? He saw a dog looking up. He saw a dog looking up at him. This dog looked the same as our happy little dog, and even had a smaller piece of meat in its mouth. I'll try to get that meat too, said the dog. But as soon as he tried to bite the new piece of meat, his own meat fell out of his mouth and into the stream. Then he saw the other dog in the water. Then he saw that the other dog in the water had lost his piece too. He went sadly home. That day he only had his dreams to eat. Be careful of losing something you have for something that may not exist.
Belling the cat.
One day all the mice came together to talk about the cat. We must think of a plan to get away from it, said one old mouse. It was eaten too many for us. So what shall we do? At last one proud young mouse stood up. You know my brother, said the young mouse. The cat moves very quietly. That the cat moves very quietly.
Our smart young friend has thought of an excellent plan.
Let's go and buy a bell. But just then an old mouse spoke. Wait a minute, said the wise old mouse. Your plan is very good, but who will tie the bell on the cat? Then each mouse looked at another. They all said, right. Who? It is easy to suggest difficult things, but it is hard to do them. But it is hard to do them. One day a hare was making fun of the tortoise for being so slow. You think I am slow, said the tortoise. Let's run a race, and I bet that I will win. Oh, really? Answered the hare. Let's try and see. Soon the hare and the tortoise agreed that the fox would be the judge for their race. On race day, both the hare and the tortoise met the fox at the starting line. Both started off together. Soon the hare was far ahead of the slow tortoise. The hare thought she could stop and take a rest. She found some nice, comfortable grass to rest in and was soon in the deep sleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept going and going. He was slow, but he never stopped. After a nice long sleep, the hare woke up. But there was a problem. She slept for too long. She jumped up and ran as fast as she could, but he was too late. The tortoise had already crossed the finish line. Slow and steady wins the race. One very hot day, a tall, strong stag stopped to drink from a clear lake. When he took a drink, he could see his image in the water. My arms are so beautiful, he said. They are so strong and restful, but I'm still sad because my legs are so thin and ugly. And that moment, a lion came through the forest and tired to jump up The stag ran away very, very fast. The ugly legs helped him run away, but the lion didn't stop following the stag. Soon the stag ran into the forest, but the forest was very thick with many trees. His beautiful arms got caught in the branches. He tried to pull away, but he couldn't because of the long arms. Finally, the lion caught up with the stag and killed him. People often forget what is really important in our lives.
The country mouse and the city mouse.
One day, a city mouse went to visit his friend in the country. The country mouse was very glad to see his good friend. He gave his guests the best dinner that he couldn't. He gave his guests the best dinner that he could find. The country mouse was afraid that there was not enough food for two, so he just ate a little piece of a
After the city mouse ate all the dinner, he said, "How can you live in the country, my friend?
You can see nothing but forest, rivers, flats, and mountains. You must be very tired of hearing nothing but bird songs. Come with me to the city. There you can live in a beautiful house and have got things for dinner every day. When you have lived in the city for a week, you will forget all about living in the country." So the two mice went to the city. They reached the home of the city mouse at night. "You must be hungry. We walked for a long time," said the city mouse to his friend. "We will have some dinner." So they went to the dining room, and the city mouse found some cake and fruit. "Help yourself," he said. "There is enough for both of us." "This is a very good dinner," said the country mouse. "You are very rich, my friend." Just then, the door opened and a dog came in. The mice jumped off the table and ran into a hole in the floor. The poor little country mouse was so, said his friend. "The dog cannot come in here." Then the mice went to the kitchen. They found an apple pie on the shelf and were enjoying a piece of it. At the moment, they saw two bright eyes watching them. The cat," cried the city mouse, and the mice quickly ran thought of hole in the wall. When the country mouse could speak, he said, "Goodbye, my friend. You can live in the city with the dogs."
In the country, the birds sing to me while I eat my simple corn and apples.
In the city, the cats watch you eating your fancy cake and pie. "I like my corn in safety better than your cake in fear." Better a simple meal in peace than a fancy meal in fear.
Chapter 3. The Goose with the Golden Eggs.
There once was a man who had a very fine goose. Every day the goose laid a golden egg. The man soon became rich. But as he became rich, he became greedy. The goose must be gold inside, he thought to himself. I will open her and get all the gold at once. So he killed the goose, but he found no gold. The man cried thus and said, I should have been happy with the golden egg each day.
Sometimes greed makes people do foolish things. The bear and
Sometimes greed makes people do foolish things.
traveling together.
One day, two men
Suddenly came
were
across
traveling together.
one of the men
They suddenly
to a tree.
came across a bear.
Himself upon its
One of the men climbed quickly into a tree and tried to hide himself
came up and smelled.
among its branches.
Man held his
The
breath.
other man fell down and lay on the ground.
Bear soon
When the bear came up and smelled
a bear will not
him all over, the man held his breath
the traveler
and prayed
down
to be
his friend.
dead. The,
As a little
as a little joke,
joke,
he said,
the bear whispered
asked,
in your
what did the bear
his friend
whisper
answered very seriously.
in your ear? His friend answered very
Friend who runs away when danger
miserably when danger comes.
A true friend is with you in good times and bad times.
A true friend is with you in good times and bad times.
There once was a young shepherd. He watched his
There was a young
sheep at the bottom of a mountain.
shepherd
Very
boy.
lonely, watching
He
his
watched
sheep
his
all day by
sleep
himself.
at the bottom of a mountain. So one day, he thought of a plan to have some fun. He ran down toward the village, calling out, "Wolf, wolf!" The kind villagers came out to help him, and some of them stayed with him for a while. This made the boy very happy. Wolf, wolf! But the villagers had been tricked twice before.
Shortly after this, a wolf really did come out. Soon, the wolf began to bother the sheep. The boy again cried out.
The boy again cried out of even louder than before, "Wolf, wolf!" But the villagers had been tricked twice before. They thought the boy was fooling them again, because none of them went to help the boy. The wolf ate all his sheep.
Even when they tell the truth. The milkwoman and her pail.
No one believes a liar even when they tell the truth.
I can make some
The
money
fa-
selling this milk. She thought.
you,
That
she
money
thought
will be enough
the money will be enough to buy at least 300 eggs. The eggs will produce about 200 and 50 chickens.
selling the chickens.
I will have enough money to buy a new dress.
Beautiful new dress.
I will wear this beautiful new dress to marry them. But I will refuse, and all the men and just enjoy the parties.